Welcome back, students. Today we will continue with Chapter 5 of History, When People Rebel, 1857 and After. Today we will see how a mutiny became a popular rebellion. Though the struggle between the rulers and the ruled were not unusual, but sometimes such struggles became quite widespread and popular, so as to go against the state and result in the breaking down of the state. Large number of people now began to believe that they have a common enemy and they had to rise up against the enemy at the same time. For such a situation to develop, people have to organize, communicate, take initiative and display a lot of confidence to turn the situation around 180 degrees. Such a situation developed in the northern parts of India in 1857. After 100 years of conquest and administration, the East India Company now faced a massive rebellion, which started in May 1857. This threatened the company's very presence in India. Sepoys mutinied in several places, beginning from Meerut, and a large number of people from different sections of society also rose up in rebellion. Some people regard this as the biggest armed resistance to colonialism in the 19th century. So now let us see how it all began. On 29th March 1857, a young soldier Mangal Pandey was hanged to death for attacking his officers in Barakpur. Some days later, some sepoys of the regiment at Meerut refused to do the army drill using the new cartridges. These cartridges were suspected of being coated with the fat of cows and pigs. 85 sepoys were dismissed from their service and sentenced to 10 years of jail for disobeying their officers. This happened on 9th May 1857. Do you know how the other soldiers in Meerut reacted to this? On 10th May, the very next day, the soldiers marched to the jail in Meerut and released the imprisoned sepoys. They attacked and killed British officers. They captured guns and ammunition. They set fire to the buildings and properties of the British and declared war on the Firangis. Firangi meant foreigners. The soldiers were determined to bring an end to this Firangi rule in the country. But who would rule the land instead? They had an answer to this question: the Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar. The Mughal dynasty had ruled over a large part of the country, and most small rulers and chieftains controlled the different territories on behalf of the Mughal ruler. So the sepoys of Meerut rode all night of 10th May to reach Delhi in the early hours next morning. And as the news of their arrival spread, the other regiments stationed in Delhi, they also rose up in rebellion. And again, the British officers were killed, arms and ammunition seized, buildings set on fire. These triumphant soldiers then gathered around the walls of the Red Fort, where the Badshah lived. They demanded to meet him. Though Bahadur Shah Zafar was not quite willing to challenge the mighty British power, but the soldiers persisted. They forced their way into the palace and proclaimed him as their leader. This aging emperor had to accept this demand. He wrote letters to all the chiefs and rulers of the country to come forward and organize a confederacy of Indian states to fight the British. Confederacy means a union of states for a common aim. This single step taken by Bahadur Shah Zafar had great implications. Most small rulers and chieftains felt that if the Mughal emperor could rule again, they too would be able to rule their own territories once more under his authority. The British, on the other hand, were not expecting this to happen. They thought that the disturbances caused by the issue of the cartridges would die down. But Bahadur Shah Zafar's decision to bless the rebellion changed the entire situation dramatically. People saw an alternative possibility and felt inspired and enthused. They became courageous, hopeful, and confident to act. After the British were routed from Delhi, there was no uprising for almost a week. it took that much time for the news to travel. Then, a spurt of mutinies began. Regiment after regiment mutinied and took off to join other troops at nodal points like Delhi, Kanpur, and Lucknow. After them, the people of the towns and villages also rose up in rebellion and rallied around local leaders, zamindars, and chiefs, who were prepared to establish their authority and fight the British. Nana Sahib, the adopted son of late Peshwa Bajirao, who lived in Kanpur, gathered armed forces and expelled the British garrison from the city. He proclaimed himself Peshwa and declared that he was a governor under Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar. In Lucknow, Birjas Qadr, the son of deposed Nawab Wajid Ali Shah, was proclaimed the new Nawab. He too acknowledged the suzerainty of Bahadur Shah Zafar. His mother Begum Hazrat Mahal took an active part in organizing the uprising against the British. In Jhansi, Rani Lakshmi Bai joined the rebel sepoys and fought the British along with Tatya Tope, the general of Nana Sahib. The British were greatly outnumbered by the rebel forces. They were defeated in a number of battles, and the people were convinced that the rule of the British had collapsed forever. This also gave them the confidence to take the plunge and join the rebellion. A situation of widespread popular rebellion developed, especially in the region of Awadh. On 6th August, we find a telegram that was sent by Lieutenant Colonel Tytler to his commander-in-chief. And in this telegram, he was expressing fear that was felt by the British. Our men are cowed by the numbers opposed to them and the endless fighting. Every village is held against us. The zamindars have risen to oppose us. Many new leaders came up. For example, Ahmadullah Shah, a Maulvi from Faizabad, prophesied that the rule of British would come to an end soon, and he managed to raise a huge force of supporters. He came to Lucknow to fight the British. In Delhi, a large number of Ghazis, or religious warriors, came together to wipe out the white people. Bakht Khan, a soldier from Bareilly, took charge of a large force of fighters who came to Delhi. He became a key military leader of the rebellion. In Bihar, an old zamindar Kunwar Singh joined the rebel sepoys and battled with the British for many months. Leaders and fighters from across the land joined the fight.